Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about this. This is the Satisfye Ultimate Gaming Grip Elite Bundle. So, I had a case for my Switch, but one of the problems I always had with my Switch is I want to play it in portable mode. Well, 6 foot tall guy, large hands, Switch doesn't, it's really small, thin profile, don't really mix for long play sessions. So I want something I could really grip, like get a grip on, just like a normal game controller. This is obviously the Pro, and be able to hold it and get a good grip on the thing. So I started looking around at some grips, and one of the things with the Joy-Cons is the buttons are completely perpendicular to the sticks. They're not like on these, obviously they're offset, so a little bit more comfortable. So I tried a couple out and I didn't like them because my thumb still felt like it was being pushed in or too cramped. So my old case was fine for short trips. It could hold 5 games and the Switch just perfectly fine. But I wanted something like if I went to Seattle or PAX, I could put something on my backpack that would have like an AC adapter in there, maybe like an extra battery bank, some games and stuff like that. So I started doing some research and I wanted a grip too. Well, problem is I would find something that had like a grip case or something that looked interesting, but I couldn't put it in like a separate case by itself. So I would have to get like a case that's not meant for the Switch or something, until I started watching some YouTube videos and then found that guys like Beat 'em Ups and RGT85 and all these guys were starting to talk about this guy. And so this is that bundle. It was about $60 is what I paid for it. It's quite a bit bigger than my old case. It's much nicer quality. This thing is going to hold up, which is nice. So on the top it's got this little pocket here, and this is where I keep all my stuff like my flip grip, cleaning cloth. I have extra like a Ziploc with the extra thumbsticks. There's a longer charging cable for the Switch in there, so if I have it out, you have it's got a bit more reach to it. There's a spot or like flap for like 20 games. So this is actually a second version of this. The original one was like a plastic. They put like a fabric on because they came out with one that was like a slim bundle. The slim bundle is just a slimmer case, holds 10 games and not much else. There's not this pocket up in the front top or anything like that. But one of the things I don't like that they changed that people said they wanted, and I don't know if I necessarily agree, originally the games were on the back. And so originally you could just flip it up, look at the games. But now with them flipped the other way around, there's like this resistance here. You have to have the case like this to be able to look in it. I don't know. I don't like it like that. I wish they kept it the other way. For every improvement you make for the fans, there's going to be one out there who hates it. It does have this nice zipper back here, and that's where I keep like the little credit card stand for the flip grip. Then in here is the actual Switch. So the reason this is so big is it has their grip, and it's got like a form on the bottom so that the grip fits in there. And I love this thing. It's easy, it just slides in, it does not fall out easy. You really have to like crazy shake it to get it out, but it does slide in and out pretty nice. No real worries there. I noticed that it did rub and mark up the Switch a little bit, but whatever plastic they're making this out of seems to turn into like a powder or residue when it rubs on the Switch too much. You can just take your finger and rub the black streaks off and it's not a big issue. But the thing I love about this thing is this little offset. I think they call it symmetrical or asymmetrical game grip or something, because having this here like this and then with this little space, it forces your thumb like this to where it's almost aligned. So instead of being able to have an angle here, because these aren't angled, they angle your hand out so it feels much more natural, like this controller, if that makes any sense. And ever since I started using this, I play in portable more often and with a lot more comfort. I can sit there in bed and hold it up like this and not worry about the thing coming down on my face or something like that, because I don't have a good enough grip. Now it did come with this cable. This is USB A to C, but unfortunately the power bank that I have, words and stuff, will not fast charge with this cable through USB A. It has to be C to C. It has to be specifically one of the specialized cables that has a 56 ohm resistor, because that's the only way the switch will recognize that, you know, it's a switch cable, and then it'll start charging at a rapid rate. So if my switch is at 15% and I use this, it would take like 3 to 4 hours to probably get like a decent charge off of it, where if I use something that's like rapid recharging, it'll do a good job. Problem is the cable that came with my battery bank has a really long end to it, and it will not fit in the case at the same time. So they do make this, and I did pay extra, unfortunately, it was like 12 bucks for their C2C, and their C2C does have a 56 ohm resistor in it. So you can stick this in there, it's got an angle, and because it's USB-C you can put it in either way, which is nice. And I really liked it because that meant I could have my switch charging in the case, and it would only take like an hour and a half or something like that. Like if it was completely dead, it's like 90 minutes for it to fully recharge. It's really nice. But I like the grip. The grip doesn't like obstruct anything important. It's got a nice feel to it. The backs of the grip are rubberized, which is nice. It does have these little things that hang down that kind of hold the switch in place, but that also acts as a stand, so you can put it on the table if you want. Kind of silly, but I guess if you have a Pro controller on you, then you could leave the Joy-Cons in and do it that way. If it's me, the angle that the thing stands at is a little bit too steep, and I think the kickstand does a much better job, but this does a much better job on not so stable surfaces. So, you know, like the kickstand on the Switch, if it's anything other than a flat table, it's not going to stay, like a bed or something like that, where this I can just... With this, I can just put it on the bed and like watch YouTube videos or something. It's pretty neat. The other thing that honestly I thought was kind of a gimmick when I got it was the little thumbstick pads. So I put these on there, and I was kind of trying to compare them to the original ones, and I've always thought the thumb grips or the thumb sticks on the Switch is just a little bit too small for my taste. I even think that for the Xbox One controller. I think the thumb hats or whatever you want to call them, they're just too small. So they're on there really well. They do slide around, so you're not always going to have like the symbol in like the right direction, especially when you're using it, but it's on there, it's fine. It does make an improvement. I'm actually kind of shocked. I couldn't really tell if I liked it right off the bat, and so I rebuilt my Joy-Cons to have like the metal latches and new sticks that have like a stronger spring. After doing that, I really prefer these larger hats. They have a nice indentation, they grip really well. When you remove it and you try to use the Switch ones and your hands start getting sweaty and stuff, you notice your thumbs slip on that way easier, and these make it a lot easier to keep a hold of them. And you know, it doesn't do anything for thumb fatigue, but I just think it's better, and it increases the overall size and stuff. Apparently these are a version 2. The original ones were so thick that they would interfere with the actual bottoming out of the stick, but these newer ones fix that issue. And so on the bottom of the case, you have your strap that holds your Switch in, and then you have where your charging cable goes. There's like a little trough down here, and it has space here so you can put like, you know, route it down. And then there's another little elastic strap in here that holds your battery bank. So I have the Anchor, I think it's 13,400 milliamp battery. It's a smaller one that they make, but these are nice because these are going on sale recently. I got mine for like 35 bucks. You do have to charge it off USB-C to USB-C if you want it to be rapid. It does come with a cable, like I said. If you want it to work in a case though, you have to get theirs. I charged it last night from 15% and actually played with it hooked up a little bit, and I still have half charge on the device, so that gives you an idea of how well this works. So I could probably get like another like 60-70% recharge if the battery goes back down to 15 again. It does have a little bit of a rubberized feel to it, and it does make fingerprints. It has this little pouch that I don't really use because it's usually inside the case, so, but it is nice quality. So you see these on sale, so if you want a little bit extra power, you can get this in conjunction with the case and have room for it. If you get the Slim bundle, it's not going to have like that whole little setup on the bottom for this. You're going to have it outside the case at that point. The nice thing about the Slim bundle is it does come with the USB-C to USB-C cable. So you could actually just snake the cable outside and have this like in your backpack with your case, and it would work that way, and you don't have to take up as much space as the bigger case. Another thing you can consider nice about the Slim bundle, besides the space saving, is that it has like a little like strap or loop, so that can make it like easier to attach to a bag or something, where this just has a handle. I have a fairly large backpack. I just stuff this in when I want to go to the city or something like that, so I can like play it on transportation and stuff. And this does has a nice hard material, so you don't have to worry about it getting too damaged. The only thing I have to knock this on is this fabric they went to. Look at that. I'm constantly cleaning this thing because it gets in contact with like pet hair and stuff like that, so that's kind of an issue. But the nice thing is you can just go like this and it actually rolls off to the bottom pretty easy to pick off. It's just time consuming, something to deal with. So if you have pets, it's something you might want to consider. So would I consider this gaming grip or the bundle with the case and everything? So I've been using it for about a month now, and yeah, 100% absolutely. When I was playing Mario Kart with just the Switch by itself, it was crowding my thumb on this edge here, so like my thumb was like pretty much practically like right there, because you're holding down the throttle. Well, you could use Y, which I didn't learn until later, but you're holding down the throttle and then you get cramped after a while. And it always feels like you're kind of like stretching in a weird way to get down to the stick. With this, it is so much more comfortable, and I notice like playing stuff like Mario Maker and stuff, my preferred way of making levels of Mario Maker is in portable mode with the touch screen. And it's nice to sit here and just be able to one-hand it, and you can feel that it's sturdy because it's got this bar supporting it all the way across, where if you're holding it by the Joy-Con, you know, it's just being held on by the one rail on the side of the Switch. So I feel like it's much more supported with this. And yeah, I like it. I like how it doesn't really like mark up the Switch or anything. I don't know what kind of weird silicone they're using to keep it in there, but it, you know, I'm shaking it and it does a good job, but it comes out really easy. So you can get it like into dock and stuff. And if you want to keep it in the grip all the time, and I thought about this, they do make like little portable or like little small like dock shells where you could take like the innards of your dock and transfer it over to this little thing, and it is actually smaller than the space between here, so you could actually get that and keep the grip on there and then set it into the dock if you do that conversion. The other thing I like is that there's some USB-C to Bluetooth adapters out there for the Switch, and they fit perfectly in the space on this case, where a lot of the other cases, they're like silicone, they go like completely over the Switch. It makes it harder to put devices like that on the Switch. And lastly, they measured this just right. So the 90-degree cable that they have is just at the right angle to where if you hook this up to a battery bank, say you're somewhere and you're playing Mario Kart or something with people with the Pro Controller hooked up or something like that, you can actually set this down and the legs could be on there, and they just space this out enough to where you got enough room to run this to your battery, and then that right angle could be underneath there, so you can actually charge it with this thing too, like when you're using it like as a stand or something like that. So it's pretty cool. They put a lot of good thought into it. Excuse me, like I said, my throat's going out in the last video. And you know, it feels really nice. It feels like it's a solid piece. You're getting like your money's worth for it, and I 100% recommend it. It's awesome. I never ever use a Switch without it now. Alright, so that's it. That's my little quick overview of the Satisfye game grip. We talked about the Anker Powercore 1340 a little bit there too, so we'll kind of throw that into the description. If you guys are wondering where to get these, I'll put links down below. Obviously, not I am an Amazon affiliate, but just if you guys want to find it. They're pretty cool. And yeah, that's it. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs down if not. Ding on my bell for notifications, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that on your way out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.